Dodge.
Yeah.
How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today's job, we have a Hitachi ZX225 in the workshop for some maintenance, and today we're going to be changing out the idlers. So taking a look at the entire undercarriage assembly, it is made up of a few various parts. We have the track chain, which is made up of plates bolted to a chain. Then you've got the track frame, and bolted to that at the rear is the final drive, and the drive sprocket is bolted to that. And as that rotates, that drives the track chain around the entire assembly. We also have 2 top rollers which carry the chain over the track frame, and on the bottom there are 8 lower rollers, and they are used to distribute the weight of the machine and guide the track chain. And in the front of the frame is the recoil assembly, and it is used to hold tension on the track chain, and attached to that is the idler. So on this side, the idler has already completely failed and has been changed out on site. Unfortunately, at the time, our customer wasn't able to get the correct components. So what they did is fit a idler out of a Doosan machine. It is similar, but it is not the same, and it will need to be changed out so it doesn't prematurely wear out the guides in the track frame. So you might actually spot there is damage here at the front of the track frame, and how that happened was the guy they sent out to change the idler did not want to knock out the master pin in the track chain in order to remove the idler. He simply took the top rollers off, let down the pressure on the recoil assembly, and then used the bucket of the excavator to try and flick the chain off without doing it correctly. Doing that can put a lot of extra tension on the final drive unit because the chains aren't designed to do that and be moved around a corner basically, and it can actually crack the final drive hub, costing tens of thousands of dollars. And the idler on the other side, a month ago when I had gone on site and inspected this, it hadn't failed yet, but in that time frame it has now failed. Center pin's there. This one's real bad. And I can tell that because the center pin of the idler should be here in the center, but it is about 80mm past it, which means there's going to be a really worn out hole in that idler. And when these fail, they do leak out all their oil, so it is pretty obvious there is something wrong. And this is one of the problems we see with dry hire machines. Because the operator is not the owner, they just don't care. So the first thing we need to do is take tension off the track chain. So I'm going to undo the grease nipple on the recoil assembly and relieve the pressure. So generally you want to change out all of the undercarriage components at once. That way everything's new and can wear out together. Unfortunately the idlers wore out early, so we're just going to be changing those, and then our customer can send this back to work for 1,000 hours or so, and then after that he'll bring it back and we'll replace everything else. Now we're just going to use our overhead crane to apply a little bit of pressure to the track chain, which is going to force the recoil back. Now we're going to remove these 2 track plates to get us access to the master pin. that's the plates removed. Now I'm going to remove this snap ring and hopefully drive out the master pin. There is a bit of wear on that pin.
Will you reuse it, or do they come with...
we'll
oh, you just reuse it. Oh, what was that?
Now we've got better access to look at the idler, we can see why this one isn't suitable. There is about a 10mm gap on the guide mount on either side, which is double what it should be and gives the idler far too much room to move side to side. That will eventually lead to everything wearing out prematurely. And we can also see there is a fair bit of damage to the yoke on the front of the recoil assembly. That is supposed to be completely flat, but there is a groove in it, and that would have been worn in from the original idler when it failed. So it's going to be interesting to see what the other side looks like when we get to that. But now we can pull out the recoil assembly with the idler. So that's the idler removed, and attached to that is the yoke and the recoil assembly. The recoil not only adds tension to the track chains, but it also acts like a shock absorber. So now we can get the idler unbolted off the yoke and fit the new one. Now we've got our new idler attached. Before we go and install, I'm just going to check the seal on the recoil, because this would be the perfect time to change it.
Oh my god. Grease overload. Whoa.
So I'm confident that seal is okay. There is no rust damage on the chrome in the working area of that seal, and it is holding a very strong vacuum. So I'm going to call that good, and we're going to put it back in. Now that's fitted and we have made sure the spigot on the recoil assembly is seated correctly. And now you can see the gap between the guide mount and the track frame is only 5mm like it should have been. Now that's installed, we can put the track chain back together. So that's all back together. The last thing we need to do on this side is pump up the recoil assembly with grease and put tension back on the track. When setting the tension on track chains, you don't want to run them too tight. We're going to leave them where they are for now until we've had a chance to track it around the yard and things settle in, and then we can make any adjustments if we need to.
Whoa!
So that's this side completed. Everything was pretty straightforward and easy. Hopefully the other side's exactly the same, so we're going to get stuck into that.
You gonna drop it? Hey. 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 Ah. Drop it. Hey. Homeless, drop it. You just like playing tug of war. Uh-oh. Oh my god. That's nasty. Yeah.
I think it's worn out. So that came out pretty much trouble-free, and now we can see the extent of how badly worn out it actually is. That pin should be 65mm in diameter, and it is pretty much completely worn away. The center of the idler is completely worn out as well, and the yoke actually has a lot of material missing, and I'd say to be worse than the other side. So even though the yoke is worn away, it doesn't change the way it functions, and it's not going to be a problem. But now we can get this unbolted and get the new idler in place.
Wow.
So that is pretty bad, but after we get the machine back together, for our own curiosity, I'm going to gas axe that apart and have a really good look at it.
Oh no.
Righto guys, so that's this side completed and both of our idlers replaced. It's a pretty straightforward job. All up it took about 2 hours to change out both sides. Having the overhead crane is definitely a massive advantage, but if we didn't have that, we could use come-alongs, chain blocks, or even a forklift, and it'd just take a little bit longer. But now that we've got all that done, we're going to cut apart that old idler and have a look inside.
Good. Oh, oh. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, right.
That's impressive. I can't believe it didn't break. So I'm genuinely impressed with the amount of wear that's on that pin. It wasn't far off breaking completely, and when that happens, everything locks up and you can't move the machine. So this one is definitely destined for the scrap bin. There is no saving this one. But that's it for this job. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.
There's some hectic wind today.
Yeah, it's always a Friday. So I'm going to undo the grease nipple on the recoil assembly and relieve the pressure.
Shut up, door.
We often see them needing to be changed out every 3,000 to 4,000 hours.
That is pissing me off. Such a windy day. It's so much fun. I love it when it's really windy. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Carry on. Are you locked in right now?
Yep. Where'd you start from? It's a pretty straightforward job. All up, it took about...
Nah.
And on the bottom, there are 8... Oh, fuck me.
No.
And in the front... Oh, fuck me.
No.
Fuck me.
No.
And we can also see there is damage to the...
Yoke.
Yoke. And we... Oh, you're yoking.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hang on. Start again.
And now it just rolls out. So
That's supposed to be flat across there.
what, that whole thing should be flat?
Yep.
This looks hilarious.
What?
Yippee, yippee. Come here. Drop it. Oh no. Oh my god.